What's going on, Cloudy?
Welcome to it. It is the 3BeerPod, Season 4, Episode number 10. You all right?
Enjoyed all of that. I love it. I love not knowing what's coming at me.
Welcome to the podcast. It is Season 4, Episode 10. A couple more episodes here. We're going to take a little break for I don't know what we take a break for, but we'll have Season 5 coming up. We're booked solid, Timmer. We've got the whole season here wrapped up in the next couple weeks.
That's exciting, Cloudy. We have never been this far booked ahead. We're rolling. Season 5. Look out.
We're almost at the point where we should hire some staff.
How do we pay for those people?
Well, we'll work at that.
Okay.
We will work on that.
All right. Like it.
Timber, let's start with our sponsors, as we always do, for Season 4, Episode number 10.
We've got Chris McLeod over at Realty House. If you are looking to buy or sell, Chris McLeod is your man in this hot market. Looking to buy, sell, talk to Chris. Case of beer if you buy or sell with Chris in the next 72 hours.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
And Shauna over at the Health House. CK.com, or check her out on Facebook for all your health and fitness needs. Shauna is on a mini March break this week, but still working hard at the Health House, doing some painting. So check it out. Give her a call. Check her out on Facebook. Always.
That's what we'll have our first staff member. Our first staff member will have to fix this graphic here because we messed up the logo, the web address. We'll work on that. And of course, Timmer.
Oh man, our friends over at the Pakistani Super League, we have a up and down roller coaster relationship with these guys, but I think they're on board for maybe Season 5 as well, and the startup of the new season of the Pakistan Super League. So check that out. And don't want to give it away, but last episode of this season is going to be a doozy. We're going to talk to our friends at the Pakistan Super League.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Timmer, let's we're gonna do what you drinking, bud, and I want to drink one here real quick because it's been a 15 minutes of just pain in the ass computer problems on this end. But we're on, right? You can see us and you can hear us.
So I think we're on.
Timber, let's before we do what you drinking, bud, let's pull in our guests here tonight because we're going to be drinking their stuff here tonight from Imperial City Brew House in Sarnia on Expo Street. Let's pull in Craig and Kyle from Imperial City Brew House. Oh, we should pull up. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let's do this the right way.
There we go.
There you go. We don't need to get any closer. That's cool. That's cool.
There we go.
There you are, guys. What's going on, guys?
Not too much. Cheers. Welcome to the pod.
Nice. We're happy to have you guys. We were up there last weekend, I guess a weekend before last, to check out the spot. It's a pretty nice spot. We always start off our podcast with what you drinking, bud, and we show off 3 beers that we're drinking for the podcast. But we've got you guys here, and I've got 5 beers in front of me.
Whoa.
So
you
got to tell me what I should be drinking here tonight.
Well, you got Goodbye Gravity in there?
We drank that last week.
Holy smokes! I didn't know. Well, let's hold up that 6-pack again. Let's see what you got.
All right. So I've got the milkshake IPA.
That's a good one.
I've got the coffee and cream. I've got the hazy. What is that? Yep. What is that?
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Eh?
Hazy Nipa.
The Bohemian Pilsner, and what else I got here? The chocolate milk peanut butter. And then Tim, I think, do you have something different over there, Tim?
I got the milkshake IPA. I had the Goodbye Gravity last week, and then I lost one. I don't know what happened. I'm missing one. So I don't know if that was a late night or someone dove into my fridge without me knowing. So I've got the milkshake. I've got the New England IPA. I've got the coffee and cream. And I've got the chocolate milk peanut butter porter.
You got half the Goodbye Gravity there with the coffee and cream then.
Okay. I might try that one first.
Yeah, that's our blended ale. So that's the Goodbye Gravity mixed with a batch of coffee cream coffee blonde that we did.
All right,
nice.
I'm going for that one.
All right. Let's crack that open. We connected, guys. I connected with you, Craig, because we had Chris Hadfield on, and we knew there was a Chris Hadfield beer. And after a quick search, we were like, "That's right, it's from Imperial City." So we connected that way. We had the Goodbye Gravity. Here is there's a label from Goodbye Gravity, the cream ale, which we had last week with Chris Hadfield from the Sarnia area.
With Chris from Sarnia.
Yeah, Chris from Sarnia. How cool was that?
I saw that.
Now, how did that brew come together with the Goodbye Gravity?
That was a shot in the dark, is what that was. It was we actually reached out to them before we were even open. As with a lot of things, this took longer than we had anticipated, and we reached out. You know, we had grand illusions of being open far sooner, and we had reached out to their team to just kind of basically pitch the idea and say we'd love to pay tribute to him with a beer, and his team was open to it, and then they put us in contact with Chris. We had a phone call with him, which was really cool for us. I'll never forget that day. We were at Mike's house, and 2:45 on the dot, he called, and we got to talk to him for a couple minutes and pitch him the idea. And just, I mean, you know, just a super nice guy, and he was all for it. He's like, you know what, hometown guys, I like the idea. I'd love to see this go through. And you know, he did kind of touch on how busy he is, and we jumped word, no problem. We'll do all the work. We got it. We'll take care of everything. We want to make this happen. So he basically did the approvals on everything that we submitted, and so. We had that in place probably, I think it was over a year before we even announced it. Like we had that already in place, and it kind of in the planning and then in the development of the can and everything like that. But just because of how long it took to get open and all that stuff, we really didn't get that news out there. But we can say that we've made it through all the hoops for the LCBO. So that'll be our first parlay into the LCBO probably next month.
Oh, wow.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Good story there. It is right there.
That's amazing. So you guys were homebrewers, is that correct? You guys went from the homebrew world and then take this plunge into opening a brewery. How did you decide to do it? I'm a home brewer. I've never been able to take the plunge to do something like that. Does it just take 6 beers and go for it? Or?
Well, it was just the classic romantic tale. We a couple of buddies getting together, brewing on the weekend. You know, order a pizza, brew some beer, drink some beer, have fun. You know, host a couple parties, share the beer with our friends. Everyone kept saying, you know, this is delicious. Let's open a brewery together. So we always were dreaming. We'd be brewing, dreaming, and it started off small, and it turned into what we're sitting in today. And it was a whirlwind of about 3 years of the dream, the build, and then opening up. So yeah, just
go for it.
Dream like anything. Yeah.
I think initially we were looking at going a lot smaller. And then we actually got to take a road trip back before all this stuff happened. It was one of my favorite times that we had. We went all over southwestern Ontario, hit up a few breweries, and sat down with a lot of the owners. So we sat with Anderson's and Forked River and Storm State and just kind of fired questions at them and talked to them. And everyone's super receptive and very friendly. Helped us out. I mean, I think we sat with the guys from Forked River for like 2 hours. And then we took all that info we got from them back to the drawing board. And one of the things we saw was we just kind of felt like maybe we're going a little too small with this. And we didn't want to kind of hold ourselves down if we were looking at getting bigger. And a lot of the places we talked to were either in the process of expanding or wish they had expanded or kind of along that line. At the time, there was just Refined Fool here. So, I mean, we knew the market was there, and we just kind of figured if we can make some good beers, we think we can do well. So maybe we should look at going a bit bigger, which ultimately took our project time and just exponentially expanded it. So way more than we ever thought. But we got here. So,
well, we're talking to two of the 4 owners of of Imperial City Brew House. Craig Brody, Kyle Blandford, Matt Whitney, and Mike Barker are the other two owners. Now, you make it sound like, we sat around, had some beers, ordered some pizza, and we decided to open a brewery. Tim and I sat around, had some beers, and had some pizza, and it took us almost 2 years to say, okay, let's do a podcast. Let's really do it. It's a fucking podcast. Like, it's not just a simple undertaking. Did you have to convince the significant others? And like, how often was it brought up until you're like, this is a real thing? This is not just a couple buddies over pizza going, let's open a brewery. Because we'd all love that.
Yeah, kind of what Kyle alluded to. It was I used to have 1 or 2 keg parties every summer, and then these guys did the brewing, and I'd say like, hey, let's do these kind of beers for the thing. So we'd have parties, people would show up, and Mike always had a Super Bowl party, and it was a lot of people saying like, this beer's good, you should do something with this beer. So there was people pushing us into it. We dreamt of it and thought it would be cool, but it really wasn't until people started saying like, hey, I think this beer is good, you could do something with it to get there. That kind of led us into the planning stage, and we spent probably 8 or 9 months just sitting around filling out forms and looking at paperwork and saying like, can we do this? Is this something for me, it wasn't really real until tank day when the tanks arrived. Now I'm like, okay, we're in. Like now we can't turn back. The tanks are here. I think up until that point for me, I still felt like if I wanted to get the hell out of this, I could. I don't know what yours was, but that was mine.
Yeah, that's a crazy story. This coffee and cream, by the way, Tim, what do you think of that? That's delicious.
Very good. Yeah, I do get that hint of vanilla. It's lovely coffee flavor, but that little hint of vanilla kind of cuts the coffee for me because I'm not I drink coffee every day. I don't really like coffee, but that vanilla helps tweak it a bit. I moved on to the peanut butter, the chocolate milk peanut butter, which
pump the brakes there, Timmy.
Well, I didn't chug the first one. I want to sample these guys so I can talk to them. Okay. I'm trying to think of where Craft Heads in Windsor was the first time I've had the chocolate milk peanut butter. Was this a homebrew recipe that's gone big, or like you guys have an extensive catalog here of beers available? How many of these started as homebrew? Were they all homebrew and then you've just ramped them up, or have you kind of started to experiment now when you've got onto the big system?
Yeah, so they're not all homebrew recipes, but I just want to touch on Windsor real quick. That's my original hometown, so Craft Heads is definitely a spot I visit every time I'm down there. Brian always treats us well when we're down there, and the beer is excellent. I usually try to bring these guys some beer home from my hometown, so great place. So most of the beers were homebrew recipes. Mike does the brewing here, so a lot of those are his recipes. That particular recipe, he just dug into. He really wanted to come out with that, something that you can't mistake. It's peanut butter, it's chocolate, and it's drinkable. So he went he went into the recipe, and that's the product thing. The first time it was done here on a large scale.
Yeah, it's definitely a good. I actually really like it. It gives you got a little bit more of the roasted porter flavor in it, which kind of cuts the chocolate and the peanut butter. It all kind of balances out. The other ones that I've had have been kind of really peanut buttery. It's kind of, you get a little bit of everything along the way. It's delicious.
Yeah, glad you like it. A lot of roasted flavors, no roasted barley.
Yeah, that was
delicious.
That was one of the big things for these guys too, was taking the scaling up, taking a homebrew recipe, and then now suddenly doing it on this system that we've never used before. And we were very fortunate that Mike was able to fine tune that stuff and kind of knock it out of the park with the first couple ones we came out with, and he's continued doing so. And I think now we're a little over a year in. He's kind of figured it out where to be on the numbers and everything for that. So we have yet to have a batch that we had to get rid of or didn't like. Pretty good, I think.
That's a good streak.
Craig and Kyle from Imperial City Brew House in Sarnia. I want to get back to like the whole idea of this. Do you guys still have, not that this isn't a real job, but like, do you still have your real jobs, or is this 100% you went all in for this?
No, we all still work. Yeah, we all still work. We work shift work, so it works out well that like kind of two of us are on the same schedule as the other two, and there's always two of us that are off, and we've managed that now for like 3 years. and it seems to work well. It's a lot of work, but yeah.
This is crazy. So a bunch of home brewers, bunch of buddies working shift work. You start a business, January 2020 open, and then 3 months later, a pandemic hits. Are you like, do you want to pull your hair out at that point? What the hell goes through your mind 3 months in?
A lot of sleepless nights. That was a stressful time.
Yeah.
In retrospect, going through it now, it seems we're a lot luckier than a lot of other places. I think we're very fortunate. Sarnia has definitely supported us well throughout the whole pandemic. And I guess it just goes to show what you don't know, you can't worry about. And what's out of your control, you can't worry about. You just show up, do your best, do what you believe in, and it's translated well for us.
Yeah, we were open. We had 14 open shifts before we were shut down. So
Are you kidding me?
When we initially opened, I think we were only open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or something like that. And we had 14 open days before we got shut down.
Wow.
So we've been in some form of lockdown almost our entire time. So it has been a very weird and crazy year for us here.
Holy shit! I didn't realize that. That's wild right there. And that's
we were only open on the weekends.
Yeah, we missed. We actually, I think we had a big St. Patty's Day party planned last year. I bought a tacky suit for it and everything. I was all excited about it. And then it was one of those things where everybody kind of decided at that time that it wasn't safe. Like, we weren't mandated to do it, but we decided not to do it. And then, fast forward to this year, Sarnia is in gray, so we're locked down. So there is once again no St. Patty's Day. So we're doing our best. I mean, Kyle's got his jersey, and we got the light screen behind us, and we're doing what we can. We got a sale on Irish Red and Irish Stout right now, but really bummed out that we're missing out again on St. Patrick's Day. But 2022 is going to be
a beauty.
I'm looking forward to that. So Tim and I had the chance the weekend before last to come in, have a beer. Obviously, the restrictions are in place. We had to sit apart. So it's a great looking place. But you don't get that full feeling when it's packed and how it's really going to be buzzing when you get opened and up to full force. Tell us where it is and what had to be done to the place to get it set up for what you've got going on now.
Oh boy. How much time? How long are we on?
Hey, real quick, did you guys see the fan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
I said that to Jim.
We're like, wow, that took some work right there.
That was our cherry on top there. That was this used to be a excess cargo, and this whole plaza has sat empty now for years. Nothing's ever come in here. Great location though. I mean, we really wanted this location, so we kind of started sniffing around and looking at it and thinking like, well, what about this spot and why is it empty is kind of our biggest question. Like, what's going on? We came in at the tail end of what was ending for the company that has this place, and I think we came in at a good time. And then we had to go through the city. We had to rezone everything. We had to go to City Hall and sit through a thing to get it rezoned for industrial because it's a retail location. Go through all that, and then once that was approved, basically start the construction of it, which again took way longer than we thought it would. I had these, I remember sitting in Mike's kitchen with these grand illusions that we'd be open in 6 months, and a year and a half past that, I think we opened our doors or even more. So it was pretty crazy. And then we the fortunate part was it was bare. It was 4 walls and a floor and a ceiling, and we got to build what we wanted and what all of us saw. And it's crazy how well we got along throughout the process. We all had our input on what we wanted to see and how things were, and this is what we ended up with, and we're all super happy with it. Like, this is beyond anything any of us ever thought we would be opening when we did this. So that was I'm still in awe. I say all the time when I walk into this place, I feel like when Bart buys that factory in the Frank Grimes episode, and Millhouse is the security guard, and I just walk in. And I own a factory. It's when you walk in here. It is big. Our capacity is 220 people.
Wow.
So it's a little unfortunate that in the red zone we can only have 10, and then currently we can have 0. But
yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get there. It's going to be a great place to to go and have some drinks when it's a full house. Right now, you guys are slid back into gray. So for those listening in Ontario, that's basically no fun in a brewery. How can people get your product right now if they want to try some of the ones that we've had tonight or some of the other ones that you got available?
Yeah, so we're still open during lockdown. We open every single day from 12 to 7 for retail cans to go. So you can walk in and get beers to go. We also ship across Ontario.
Nice.
And we haven't announced it yet, but we're happy to announce it here with you guys if you want. We're actually going to be hitting Alberta in April. So we got some products out to Alberta. We're going to be on tap and on shelves out there in April.
Nice.
Pretty excited.
Fantastic.
But for now, if you're in Ontario and you want to order, you can order online, and we ship everything right to your door.
How does that work? How do you break into the Alberta market?
It was a weird chance encounter. My brother actually lives out there right now, and he was in a restaurant. Like I had sent some beers to my brother quite a few times. He's always asking me for beers, and I had sent it to him, and he was talking to a guy who knew a guy, and this guy got a hold of us, and he's like, hey,
nice.
Kind of a distributor, and we sent him some samples, and he loved them. He loved them, and he's like, I want to get you guys out here. What can you do to make this work? And so going through the LCBO process, which we've been doing for about 9 months right now, and now going through the Alberta process, which we've been doing for about a month. It's pretty different out there. So pretty excited though. We're going to be sending out the milkshake, the hazy, and the Goodbye Gravity to start. And it'll be there in April. So we're pretty excited about that.
That's really cool. Really cool.
I have moved on. Hold on. Sorry, Claudia. I have moved on to the hazy. It's delicious. It really is good. I'm probably enjoying that one.
That's one of my favorite.
That's our white whale.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Always chasing to make that one better.
Yeah, for sure. And everyone does with this style, right? And then you kind of get that right sweet spot, and it's the one that everyone wants. What's the mainstay beer? What's the one that everyone comes back for if people are going to be ordering online here? What's the top 3 sellers that people are going to jump on?
So definitely our Goodbye Gravity, featuring Chris Hadfield. Sure. That's our number 1 bestseller. Week after week, the vanilla balances out the cream ale style of the beer, and that's definitely what we've become known for. We're happy Chris Hadfield's on the cover of that.
Yeah.
Number 2 would be our milkshake IPA. I remember when we launched that beer, we weren't so sure about it. We knew it was delicious, but as soon as we could give someone a taster of it, the overwhelming response was wow, and I'll take a case of those. So that's our number 2. And number 3, it depends, but we have a lot of seasonal brews that kind of float the boat for us. But our light lager also is right there at the top. So it's a Kolsch style lager beer, and I think it's really delicious. Just your go-to everyday beer.
Nice.
You guys mentioned the fan, and I know it's weird that I'm going to go back to this, but I said to Tim, I said, that's a freaking fan up there. Like that, they're not messing around. What's the story behind that? Is that just somebody had an idea?
We can't run that past 40%. Otherwise, the kegs will actually raise off the floor.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It was actually part of our when we were doing the designs with the engineer for our HVAC system and all that kind of stuff. Is that right? Yeah, that was part of it. It was incorporated into it because I had seen them and I really wanted one. And then I just the aesthetics of it. I had seen it at gyms and stuff. They all have them. And with our industrial style, I just knew we had to have that in here. And it actually worked out that it was easier for our engineers to present it to the city if we had one. So that's how we kind of threw it in there into the mix, and that's how it ended up there.
We figure if Chris Hadfield ever shows up, we can turn it up to 80, 90. He sounds like it happens, so it's perfect.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Exmouth Street in Sarnia is where Imperial City Brew House is located. Refined Fool is like a 4-minute drive away. Is there a good relationship with the two of you? Is that I feel like Tim and I had a chance to run up there, so we hit both. We've done it. We go the opposite way from our location. You can kind of go anywhere when you've got more options. I think you're going to see more people visit, right?
Yeah, well, everyone's been excellent to us. The gentleman over at Refined Fool, anytime we ask for help, they're always there to help us, meet with us, answer questions, even loan us equipment when it's been needed.
Yeah.
The guys down at Stonepicker too, Joe, they've been great. Everyone's treated us more than fairly, for sure.
Yeah, like I alluded to before, when we went to go talk to all these breweries and kind of get ideas and ask questions, they didn't have to tell us that information. They did. It really helped us in the end. And then, coming back to Sarnia, we like I said, Matt's been here before from Refine with equipment before, and we had when we started shipping across Ontario, I'd reached out to Nathan for questions because it was a nightmare dealing with that. They've all been great. And then, we got to return the favor. We've had breweries reach out to us for, hey, we're in a pinch, we need help, which was awesome. It was awesome to be able to reciprocate that and be able to do the same thing. And it's such an awesome community amongst not just here in Sarnia, like everywhere. And I know people say it all the time, and it's almost oversaid, but it's crazy how cohesive this industry is.
Yeah,
awesome. We've noticed that, and we were lucky enough to have Chris Hadfield last week. That was awesome, a guest. But the chance to talk to different breweries across Ontario has been a lot of fun too. So it's not like a step down by any means. It's just really cool because everyone's got a cool story or a neat story. And 4 home brewers that open up a brewery and then have to battle with the pandemic. Good on you guys. Good on you. Expo Street in Sarnia. We always like to ask when we have breweries on, when you're not drinking in Imperial City or one of your own beers, what are you drinking?
One of my favorites, and there's a couple funny stories to go with this too. But Anderson Ales in London, Gavin Anderson has always been kind to us as well. He's one of the first places to invite us in. We kind of cornered him in his own brewery, just hammering him with questions.
Yeah, literally cornered him in the brewery.
That's one of my go-tos. I always like to grab 6 of something too. So it's nice that his beers come that way. So definitely for me, that's one of my favorite breweries going around right now.
For sure. Craig, what about you?
I'm kind of all over the place. I'm a big fan of I got Collective Arts here right now, so they're number 16, so they have their numbered series that they come out with. I always find these are just awesome. It floors me how they put these out. We actually got to walk through Collective Arts as well with their production manager. He was amazing, and what a facility that is. That was like one of the almost like a pinnacle of craft brewery. To see what they had there, it was to go into their tap room and then go from the tap room to production was just like another world. So that was really cool. I've always really loved Collective Arts and everything that they do. I also had a side launch here, which was their light IPA, which is actually on right now, and this one, which I have not tried yet, from Buzzzzz. And obviously, Buzzzzz is one of those breweries that a lot of different breweries aspire to be. Just the way they run the business and everything that they do and everything they stand for is really cool. So,
for sure.
Are you guys doing your own? Are you guys doing your own 3Beer podcast over there?
You just stole our podcast. What the hell?
We can't do this.
We had this conversation. We're like, I don't know, we're supposed to have 3 beers. I grabbed 3 beers. That's what we got here.
We love it. That's great.
That's awesome. That's awesome that you guys did that. That's really cool. Guys, I can't wait to get down there and really feel the vibe when it's packed and get a chance to hang out in the brewery. It was cool. We had a great time when it was just the 10 of us in there, but when you can open it up, we're looking forward to it, and we can't wait to get up to Sarnia and Imperial City Brew House. Guys, thank you so much. Don't forget to order online or stop in for a pickup at Imperial City. Guys, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Cheers, guys. Thank you so much. That's Craig and Kyle from Imperial City. That is cool.
Cloudy, you know what? Every time we have brewers on, it's always the same that they work together. And man, I just love that. I just love that community of brewers. It doesn't matter which brewery we've had on; they've always talked about other breweries. helping them out, loaning them a hand, giving them advice. It's just a good community that we just kind of peek in on every once in a while. And I think it's pretty awesome.
Good beer, good people, good stories. It's true. But I would love one time to have a brewery on and we say, what's the relationship like? Assholes. It is the worst. We hate these guys. Every time. So it'll happen sometime. It'll happen.
One of these days, that's the story we're going to get. And it'll be a good story. So we'll take it.
It'll be great.
So we'll take it.
Really cool. If you can get up to Sarnia, they're in a gray zone right now, so don't expect to have a seat and sit down and get the full experience. But it's worth the drive. You just want to get out of town for the day, and we're based in Chatham, Kent. But wherever you are, you can go online imperialcitybrew.com and order. I'm into what am I drinking now, Jeff? The milkshake IPA, mango, coconut, and vanilla.
Yeah, buddy, that I was really excited when I put this one to the lips, the chocolate milk peanut butter. Just a really nice balance of all those flavors. It's delicious. Yeah. I'm just time out for a second. I'm just gonna have
to enjoy it, get it in you. And the connection when we confirmed the Chris Hadfield, the first email we sent within 20 minutes was like, we got to have some Good by Gravity. Like we can't have Hadfield on and not be drinking the Hadfield beer. So we did get the hookup from Craig and Kyle over at Imperial City. So Craig, Kyle, Matt, and Mike, the owners, which
looking forward to getting to all these breweries that we have talked to over the last almost a year now that we've been doing this. And it'd be awesome that we could get on tour and see some of these guys in their own setting and have some beers soon, man. We're getting there this fall. It's going to be a banger.
What a story, though. And you can talk about any business, doesn't matter what area of business it is, but to open up and then 3 months later be like, yeah, we're shutting down. Good luck. Yeah. And for us to be able to talk to them a year later. Wow.
Yeah. They're open for 14 days. Come on, man. That's crazy. That's crazy stuff, man. That's crazy.
Not to beat a dead horse, Timmer, but did you get much feedback from our conversation with Chris Hadfield last week?
A little bit. Yeah. Everybody was like, wow, what a good dude. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm riding high still from talking to Chris Hadfield last week. How about you?
I had somebody ask me, they said, I thought for sure you just have somebody that pretended he was Chris Hadfield. That seems like a lot of work. Like
we were going to have a Chris Hadfield impersonator?
A lookalike. I was like, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But no, they said, it's too bad. Why was he in such a rush? I'm like, well, because he's a pretty busy guy. Like he fit us in after a conversation with a conference in Switzerland. So I think we were pretty darn happy with whatever we got.
And he had a beer with us.
Yes. He did apologize. Amazing. He apologized that he didn't have an Imperial City. He's like, I don't have one, but I have one of these. And he held up a beer from Great Lakes. And Great Lakes saw it, and now they're sending him beer.
Yes, why wouldn't they? Wouldn't they? It's awesome.
I think Commander Hadfield should be on again because we just hooked him up with some free beer.
So he'll just pop in every 3 months just to score free beer from. That's what he does now. He just pops around to get free beer. That's awesome.
Yeah, sure, because that's what he needs. Tim. Headline of the week. This is going to be your headline of the week. Have you seen this headline yet? Okay, this is the headline. Here it is, the headline of the week.
What's this?
From the Grammys on Sunday.
Were you watching this live?
I didn't watch it live. I had to read the story though. That's what they call clickbait. So I had to tune in for that.
And
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. Well, Seth Rogen responded to this. This is on Twitter from the New York Post. Did Cardi B fart during her Grammys WAP performance? And Seth Rogen replied, as long as it wasn't a waff. Yeah. So.
Well, here's what I think. I think the outfit that is being worn might have stuck to the stage, which could give you the sound effect of
we've all been there. We've all been there.
We've all stuck to the stage while dancing across it.
Yes. This is how they started the Grammys, with this tune. I am. This is. Wow. I am. Bless their souls, but I'm happy that my grandma and my Oma have passed, and they didn't. I would have gotten some calls Sunday night. What is this? What are we watching?
Wait, can I just chime in quickly on the Grammys?
Yeah.
That Eddie Van Halen was not prominently featured in the in memoriam, and I would like to say that was wrong.
Oh wow!
Yes,
we're coming around on the
not a big fan, not a big fan, but still should have got the recognition that was deserved of the rock genre, and that's the concern right now. Is that the Grammys do not appreciate the rock genre as much as they should.
You standing up for Eddie, eh? Never thought I'd see the day.
I'm just trying to get back to the good books with all the Van Halen fans out there.
Timmer, I got Noofus Doofus for the week. This is out of San Jose. It's a sports report regarding the San Jose Sharks, and some production assistant is going to be let go after this
The
one.
San Jose Sharks hosting the Vegas Golden Knights for back-to-back games this weekend. Team Teal took the L in overtime last night, and they were looking to avoid their third straight loss at the tank. The Sharks playing their seventh straight game at home. They've been, and this is not the Sharks that we're talking about, but the Sharks did lose tonight 4-0 the final, and we'll be back right after this.
So it's just an overhead shot of sharks swimming in the ocean, which is probably better, really. I wish they would do that more often, like the Mighty Ducks, or they shit the bed, and it's just like ducks shit in the bed. Why not?
The production assistant was probably calling his director. I can't find any video of a shark in a night. We're just going to roll with this. This is what we're going with.
This one. I love it.
This is what we're going with.
That's fantastic.
Tim, I had a new game I wanted to introduce this week. It's called Things They Wouldn't Say. Okay? Things They Wouldn't Say. And we pick a person, and then we have to tell you the things that has never crossed their lips. Okay? This week's.
I'm not sure how this is going to go, buddy.
So this week's feature in Things They Never Say is Queen Elizabeth. Okay? Things that she would never say, okay? Things she would never say. What do you think Queen Elizabeth would never say?
I would think she would say something like, man, that Oprah really likes me.
Megan should come over for tea.
I think she had. I'm a big fan of diversity.
She's just the right shade. Things she'd never say.
I bet you she would never say squad goals.
Hashtag
squad goals.
Things she'd never say. Watch me do the walk. Things Queen Elizabeth would never say.
How about I'm getting turnt tonight?
I'm getting turnt.
I'm getting turnt tonight. I got nothing else, buddy.
Here's one. Philip, on your way back from the kitchen, bring the cheesies.
I think she likes cheesies.
I don't think so. There's no chance in hell that Queen Elizabeth is.
How old is Queen Elizabeth in this picture or in general?
In life? Let's take a look. The internet should tell us. Things she would never say. Anything else, Tim? I'll find her age here.
I got nothing, buddy. How old is Queen Elizabeth? That's a lot of foundation she has on right there, I think.
Lighter on the foundation, please.
I didn't think that question was this hard.
94. Queen Elizabeth is 94.
Oh, okay.
Here's one. Philip, how does my ass look in these bloomers? Things.
Wait a second. Have you seen Philip lately?
He just got out of the hospital today.
Oh, I can't believe he made it out of the hospital.
Running. He ran out.
What? He did not. There's no way. He looked like the skeleton on Halloween. That's what he looked like the last time I saw him. Oh, buddy.
They'd never say. Things they'd never say. We're at the toilet paper in the bathroom. I don't think she'd ever say that.
She did. She has a bidet. She has the Neo. She has the Neo 300, like I do.
Oh, there you go. Yes, very similar.
100%.
I have the same toilet as Tim. Things she would never say.
I think she would say that. I think she's heard.
We'll have to do that again. Let's do that again. Things they never say. We'll have another guest, and then we can fill in the blanks. Things they never say. I like that game. I like that.
All right, buddy.
Timmer, tomorrow is the day. Hey, I got a little graphic surprise here for you. Tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, so we can.
This is so hard. This is the hardest thing.
Ha! Timmer, usually St. Patrick's Day is like your holiday.
Yeah, buddy. It took a turn last year. 2 reasons. There was a world pandemic. I don't think there's such thing as a non-world pandemic. There was a pandemic, and I had pneumonia last year for St. Patrick's Day. So things really did not get ramped up. And this year, we're just kind of keeping it cool for St. Patrick's Day. And like 2022 is probably going to get out of hand, really. Once everyone's back in shape. It's a Tuesday next year, but it's still going to be ramped, I think.
It's going to be a week-long performance. Oh, a Tuesday. We're gonna have to reschedule the show for sure that night.
Or go live.
Yeah, 2022 is going to be a week-long celebration. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, 100%. So just a couple of things I want to do, Cloudy, just to go with the St. Patrick's Day. 19 years ago today, my grandfather, Norm Regan, actually passed away. So that St. Patrick's Day sucked. That year sucked. But I think Norm would be a big fan of the podcast if he could actually hear the podcast. He didn't. He was not very good at the hearing. I mentioned that one before. But I do want to read, for those of you that have celebrated St. Patrick's Day at the Regan House, there is a tradition here that we started a few years ago where I read this old Irish curse, and at the end of it, I call it the stating of the enemies. So you get to say who your enemy is at the end of it. So if you're at home listening to the podcast, you just think of your enemy at the end, and when I'm done the curse goes along to that enemy. So in the past, I don't think they died, but bad things happen to them.
Okay.
So choose wisely, okay? The curse goes like this. May those that love us, and those that don't love us, may God turn their hearts. And if he can't turn their hearts, may he turn their ankles, so we'll know them by their limping. Cheers to everyone for a great St. Patrick's Day in a weird time. And 2022 is going to be a beauty. I promise. I promise everyone that 2022 St. Patrick's Day will be back on track. And this guy does too.
From Leprechaun Tim. Cheers, Timmer.
Thanks, buddy.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Thanks again to our friends over at our new friends at Imperial City Brew House, Imperial City Brew. You can find them online. Let's say thanks to our sponsors here again from Shauna over at the Health House. You can go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, yeah, Shauna at the Health House. Check her out on Facebook. And Chris McLeod by herself next 72 hours. Chris McLeod, 1 case of Imperial City delivered to your door.
Oh boy. And of course,
season 5 finale. Tune in. Pakistan Super League. Big news coming from them. 100%.
You sell it so well, we have nothing. Cheers. Happy St. Patty's Day. Be smart. We'll see you back next week for the 3BeerPod in episode number 11.